Welcome back. We join Mike Eppel right now at his home office via Skype, as we have been all week long. Mike, there is so much to get through today. We're going to get right to it. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Melanie. Yes, indeed. The stimulus efforts are now in place, and it's been fascinating to see how the markets have responded to all of the money that is being talked about here by governments worldwide. We've had the passage in the U.S. Senate of that $2 trillion stimulus plan, the biggest economic response in history for the U.S. government. Still has to go through the Congress and then signed off by U.S. President Donald Trump. That'll happen tomorrow. But nevertheless, when we're talking about that amount of money being injected into an economy, it has a ripple effect on the financial markets. And what we've seen here in the previous 2 trading days in anticipation of all of this is one of the biggest rallies in market history in a month that has seen the biggest ever moves on a daily basis, plus or minus. The TSX has advanced almost 17% from the lows set on Monday of this week. We are talking about billions of dollars recuperated in stock valuations. Is this the near-term bottom? No one is saying that. It's expected to be volatile for the foreseeable future because we just don't know how bad the economic effects are going to be on not just the Canadian economy, but the worldwide economy. So we're not in any way out of the woods, so to speak, when it comes to market volatility. And in fact, this morning we are seeing a little bit of a downdraft on the stock futures, the forward-looking expectations for today's trading. And the big economic number today will actually be on how many Americans are filing for first-time unemployment benefits. It's expected to be a record, north of 1 million people over the past week. And this is exactly the near-term knockoff effect of the pandemic, closing businesses, Americans filing for unemployment benefits. We've seen the numbers here in Canada jump to about 1 million as well, just in very short order. These will be the biggest numbers on record. Previous economic downturns, even in the Great Depression, it was around 600,000 on a weekly basis. And we're also hearing with the Trudeau government's $100 billion plus stimulus package, the expectation that 4 million Canadians will be filing for what is known as the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, $2,000 a month. Interesting note of that, that's actually a taxable benefit. It's not a full $2,000. You have to pay $200 in taxes back to the government, so it's about $1,800. Still in all, it's getting money into people's pockets. That is the key right now, because rent's coming due at the start of the month, and a lot of people are saying, I don't have the money. It's, you know, this effect that we have been talking about prior to the pandemic, high debt loads, living paycheck to paycheck, that is certainly coming through to the Canadian economy, certainly in the short term. Lots of corporate notes as well this morning. We had what's being called the Boeing bounce. Shares of that aircraft company have its biggest one-day move ever yesterday, up 24%, because this is one of the companies that will be lining up to the U.S. government as a distressed company or industry. The aviation industry has just been decimated by the pandemic, with flights canceled. And of course, Boeing has had all sorts of problems over the past year with the grounding of the 737 MAX jet. Ford Motor Company getting its credit rating knocked down to a junk bond status. That is the worst possible classification for debt issuance. It means Ford and likely other automakers and companies will have to pay more to borrow money going forward. It raises their interest costs. The automotive sector, certainly another one that is going to see a slowdown in near-term sales. So will Ford and the other automakers also be looking for government assistance? Apple reportedly going to delay the launch of its next-generation iPhone, the 5G iPhone, which was set for, to be unveiled this summer and then released this fall. The Nikkei newspaper in Japan saying that there are internal discussions at Apple delay it for a number of months simply because they've got supply chain issues. They're looking at, again, alleviating the strain, as all companies are, on trying to get their devices to market right now. And, Melanie, we may have seen the lowest price that we will be seeing for the price for gasoline. Mm-hmm. It went up a little bit last night, 3 cents to just above 68 cents per liter. Talk is it's going to go up another 4 cents tomorrow to around 72. I filled up last night for 64 cents.
Yes.
We've seen it below 60
Wow.
in some jurisdictions. It's been quite remarkable. But the price for oil has stabilized a little bit. And on April 1st as well, the carbon tax goes up. Again, I think another 2 cents goes up year by year, right, until 2020. So it's all going to affect the price we pay at the pumps.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so a lot there, Mike. If people want to follow along, they can also find you at Eppman on Twitter if you want to see all of his updates. Mike, appreciate your time. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Thank you.